Cinque locked himself in his room, lay on the bed, and wondered about his father's estate. It might not be much. Personal items, some papers. Adults always had important papers. Maybe some cash. Odds were his father wasn't a rich man, but he had to have a few $100s to his name. Any cash would be more than Cinque ever had. His fight with his mom must have woken up Grandma. He heard the two women talking downstairs. Cinque reckoned they were probably planning to take his letter and keep him from going to Chicago, to stop him from finishing his business with his father, from claiming his inheritance. Let him try. Cinque drifted in and out of sleep all night, dreaming about his father, Kelly Lee, a blank outline of a man, until he realized there was something in the darkness. Cinque stared at it for a long, puzzled moment before turning on the little lamp by his bed. A tangle of black wire about the size of a basketball hung in the air above him. Unsure if this was real or dream, Cinque tried to slide out from under the strange sphere when it spoke in a man's voice chiseled out of hate. Cinque. It pronounced his name correctly, Cinque. Dread pinned the boy to the bed, as a fingerless hand whipped out from the ball and stabbed down into the boy's chest. It grabbed and pulled, tearing out the orange muscle of his heart. A searing heat filled the hole in Cinque's chest, while frost crystallized across the organ's surface as it hit the air. Had the hand burned into him? The father shall be visited upon the son, the black wire hand hissed as it flipped the heart once and rolled back into the shape of a ball. No, Cinque cried, and grabbed at the ball, trying to pry it open and take back his heart. His fingernails snagged uselessly on the uneven but slick surface as the ball spun between his fingers. It turned and coiled smaller and smaller, taking his heart into oblivion. Desperate hands pressed hard against his rib cage, but nothing stirred inside. Dazed, Cinque rolled over and fell out of bed, ribs twisting in agony. The little lamp, knocked off the table in the attack, illuminated the room as best it could from the floor. He was still in his room, not the afterlife, and it was as it always was, not much to see. Just clothes, a few pieces of art he'd made in school, an old encyclopedia set, and a few books. Sitting up, Cinque tried to breathe away the hot pain in his chest and wake himself up. The minutes ticked by in electric red numbers, and he still burned inside without a pulse. The black wire hand was no dream. He'd been struck by something strange. What was the black wire hand? What did it say? The father shall be visited? And if it really took his heart, how was he alive?